What's up guys, this is FlamingVictini and I'm actually recording this after I made this video, but it's basically just like going to be an update as to like what's going on with my channel right now. And I didn't really talk about it in the live because the live actually had like I had so many more battles with this team than you guys will actually get to see. But it was either like a really poor battle or like my recording messed up somewhere in between and I didn't record the whole battle or something weird like that, or I get interrupted. But basically, I'm sure you guys noticed that I did not upload on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and it's actually Tuesday now, so when I'm recording this. So I did not upload Monday either. So you guys might be wondering, that's like 3 uploads I missed. Why haven't I uploaded? And the thing is, I'm really busy right now with school, which is like, school is always busy, but it kind of cranked up this week and last week because preparing for this week. So that's why I've been a little busy with that. Also, my family came over in the weekend, and so I wanted to spend some time with them, and I didn't really have too much time to record, especially when there's like you just don't get a lot of opportunities to record where there's not a lot of background noise or other people around. And I wanted to spend that time not really recording, but being with my family since they were over for the weekend. And also OLT has started, so I'm going to be more busy with that. I'll try to upload my games. I'll definitely upload them all at some point, but I may not upload them as the rounds progress. But yeah, I will be busier because of OLT and school, so I'm going to have less frequent uploads, but I do actually have a guest live coming up, so that'll be enjoyable. And I think mostly right now, I think I want to record one PS Live with my Rain team just to kind of show you guys how I play with it, because a lot of people play Rain differently than I do. And I definitely want to do a live with my RMT, Serpents and Dragons. But other than that, it's probably going to be a few occasional Tinis, Paninis, or maybe a tour match I thought was really good. And let's just get right into the video. What's up guys, this is FlamingVictini and welcome back to Pokemon Showdown for Tinis, Paninis number 2. Now, as I explained this in the last video, but basically what I'm going to do in Tinis Paninis is I'm going to take a fun team. I'm just going to build a fun team during the live and then play a game or two with it. So yeah, the first Pokemon, I haven't actually decided what I want to use. So I'm just going to scroll randomly and pick something. Samurott looks cool, so we're going to pick Samurott. And let's see, I think I want to use a Life Orb. And either Swords Dance or Mixed. I think Mixed would be more effective in OU, so I'm going to run a Mix set with Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Hidden Power Electric, or actually Hidden Power Fire. Yes. Okay, so I'll lure the Ferrothorn. And let's just look at his moves. Taunt. That seems cool. And yeah, base 70 speed. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. So we've got Samurott. Now, because I have the Hidden Power Fire, I am thinking about how I can beat Ferrothorn and break down that. So I'm going to pick a Fairy type. I want this team to still be somewhat good, so I'm going to use Altaria. Just DD Altaria. I think, or either that or a Fairy, but I'm actually going to leave this empty for now. I'm just going to say Clefairy for Fairy. Okay, so, I don't know, I'm not explaining this super clearly, but I'm just trying to go fast because I don't have a lot of time to record. But, so you've got Samurott and a Fairy. I'm just going to make it Altaria because I don't want to be weak to electric types. So you've got Altaria. I'll fill in the set later, but I mean, I know it'll have Return and Dragon Dance and Roost, so I'll put those. Alright, so we've got Samurott and Altaria. Altaria offers incredible defensive utility anyway, but looking at it, like Gengar, stuff like that, can blow through our team. Gengar steals in general, like faster steals, the sharp stuff. So I'm thinking of our own steal. Let's pick a fun one. Steals we have, I think we can utilize Kling Kling. Let's make this Clink Clank Sigilyph. Oh my god. What loves Ferrothorn being gone? I guess I can use sub SD Cobalion, like I'm kind of just putting on random stuff. I'm trying to think of good defensive synergy. And honestly, I think I'm going to go with Escavalier. Yep. Okay, Escavalier seems cool because that way I can also pursue trap stuff like Gengar, etc. And I'll probably either run Assault Vest or like some Choice Band, or maybe even Sleep Talk set, SD Sleep Talk. Now that's probably only good in a knockoff SD Rest Sleep Talk. I used that in RU before. It's pretty cool on Semi-Stall. But we've got Escavalier, Altaria, Samurott. I want a ground type for sure. Just looking at it, because Volt Switchers can just pummel through us, like stuff like Manectric, etc. Like, because Altaria can resist, but it'll get worn down really quickly. And let's see, a fun Golurk. I'm actually down to using Golurk. That seems cool. Actually, I'll decide this later. Offensively, synergistically, we have no direct answer to Ferrothorn, and I'm trying to like build this around like fun stuff plus Altaria Sweep. To be honest, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I might just let's see. Let us see. What can we do? I think Meloetta is pretty cool, but it's not a good enough answer. Let's add Hitmonlee, give us Rapid Spin, and then a Rock type. Yep. We could just make this Diancie, and then add a ground. Diancie and ground, or we can just use Rhyperior, why not? This is like RUNU. Okay, so we've got Samurott, Altaria, Escavalier, Hitmonlee, and Rhyperior. The team is a little weak to water, a little weak to grass, weak to... the thing is, Altaria's defensive synergy covers so much. It's actually kind of ridiculous. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Facade, Dragon Dance, Roost, Cotton Guard. That's what I'm going to do. And somewhat specially defensive. I think I'm going to run enough speed to outspeed Gengar after a Dragon Dance. Run HP, and the rest in Spadef. This seems good enough. I mean, usually you don't see so much speed on Altaria, but I generally like that speed. I think 12 attack EVs does something. I'm not actually sure. Overcoat on this. Mega Horn, Iron Head, Drill Run, Pursuit. Yeah, that seems good. I think Assault Vest should be fine. Or I could run... Yeah, I think I'm just trying to run Assault Vest. Hitmonlee will definitely be a Life or Reckless set. Wait. Why does this not have Reckless? Doesn't Hitmonlee get Life or Reckless? Let me see. Hitmonlee. Yeah, it gets Reckless. What the heck? Okay, there we go. Okay, I don't know what that was about, but there we go. And Rapid Spin. This thing is like a wall breaker. Like, it destroys. It's super powerful. And then I kind of went alright, Sticky Web, because our team is kind of slow. Sticky Web, Galvantula, with HP Ice. Bugbears, Thunder, Ice, and Sticky Web. Take a Pokesash, hello. Alright, Hyperior. Definitely Stealth Rock Swords Dance. I kinda like this set, I don't know why. I think I'm gonna run a Shucka Berry because we have no ground immunity, and that's probably gonna bite us really hard. And considering that, I wanna run Ice Punch. Well, I do have HP Ice on this, so I'll run Stone Edge. Or Rock Blast, that's fine too. Yep, Rock Blast. How much speed do I want to run on this? I think enough speed for... let's see. A Zoomeril. What does this hit? It hits 136. What does Skarmory hit? I think enough speed for Skarmory. That's like 170 or something. 176, yeah, 177. Alright, so let's see how much investment it takes to hit that. Wow. I don't think I want to run that much. That's too much. So I'll run enough for 0 speed Tyranitar, and I don't actually know. I know what max speed Tyranitar hits, but I don't know what 0 speed Mons hit. 158. So I'll run 159. And the rest can go into bulk. So yep, then we're decently fast. We've got this, we've got this. Wow, are we ready? Okay, that was I made this team incredibly quickly, but hopefully it will be effective and fun, and I will revise the team as it goes if a huge weakness is brought up. So yep, let's get right into this. Alright guys, we're back, and I just wanted to say, like, I laddered up on this alt a little bit before I recorded any games, and also my family is over, so I can't really record that well. And as if you were wondering about why there was no upload on Friday, it's because my video was supposed to go up on PDC's channel, which ended up going up today, so you can check that out. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But I wasn't really able to record, so yeah. I'm also I don't really have too much time today as well, but I'm just gonna try to record. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna lead off with my Galvantula. And if I were to replace anything on this team, I think it would be the Galvantula. But I'm just gonna go for the Thunder right here. As this guy has... oh my god. Why did the Gardevoir take nothing from that? I'm just gonna go for another Thunder, and I miss, which sucks. As he Hyper Voices and knocks back. This is horrible. What the heck? Alright, so I'm gonna go into my Escavalier and Iron Head. As he does Will-O-Wisp and connects, so my Escavalier is burned and I do lose my Galvantula. This guy has Excadrill, Starmie, and Amandables. And I think I'm gonna have to just win with my Altaria, that's the only way. But right here I'm just gonna go for the Iron Head, as he goes for the Swords Dance. I think I should be able to take a Mach Punch, even from this range, yep. Because this Cavalier is a tank. And I get 2 crits, I'm not sure. They probably did matter, but I mean, I missed my Thunder on this stupid Gardevoir. Stop dropping your dots. Yeah, I'm a little tired. I'm not really feeling... I'm just worn down with a lot of stuff. Plus I want to spend some time with my family since they came over, but yeah. I'm just gonna go for the Mega Horn right here, as he knocks me out with the Scald. And right here, I think I'm going to go into my Hitmonlee and go for the High Jump Kick. This should do a lot. I'm hoping he does not Scald Burn me. If I can just get rid of that Excadrill, my Altaria will be able to win the game, but I'm really not sure how I'm going to do that. I'm thinking I'm not sure this High Jump Kick, oh my god. Oh my freaking god. Oh my god. What the heck? So Hitmonlee just wrecks that Mandibuzz. And seeing wrecked that Milotic, and seeing how he brought the Mandibuzz in, I figured it did have Brave Bird, so I went into my Rhyperior. Right here, I'm going to just go for the Rock Blast. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for the Rock Blast, as he does switch out into Excadrill. I was considering Earthquaking, but right here, I think I should be able to tank an Iron Head, and if he goes for the Earthquake, I have the Shuca Berry. If I can remove this Excadrill, I do take the Iron Head, and he flinches me freaking hell. Okay, so... God damn it. I'm not really in the greatest moods. And that Iron Head flinch definitely is extremely annoying. Extremely annoying. But he stays in to sack it, and I do hit the Hydro Pump. So yeah, this guy's just gonna lose to my Altaria. This guy is dumb. He goes for the T-Bolt, knocks me out. I'm going to go into my Altaria. And I'm just gonna go for the Roost to kind of just see how much damage this is doing, as that actually did a fairly solid amount. I'm gonna Roost again. I'm just gonna wear this down with my Life Orb, as I will not be able to outspeed it after a Dragon Dance, since I'm only EV to outspeed Gengar after Dragon Dance. And let me just calc how much Facade does to this Starmie. So I'm defensive, and I have Facade versus a Life Orb Starmie. Offensive Spinner, and Facade does not do that much, so I basically just have to not get frozen and continuously Ice Beam. Or crit, I guess. But how much does Facade do? 46 points. Okay, I want to go into my Hitmonlee here. Oh wow, what? Okay, so maybe I look like a lord right now. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna high jump kick right here, as oh my god, that's a crit, but goodness gracious. He goes for the Toxic, for whatever reason. I'm just gonna go for another HJK, knock this out. Goodness gracious. And with the Mach Punch plus the Life Orb damage on the Starmie, I will be able to knock it out with my Altaria's Facade. So unless he freezes me, that should be the game. So he goes for the Ice Beam to knock out my Hitmonlee. And my Altaria should be able to clean this up with a Facade. And I noticed that they Showdown changed. Oh, okay, whatever. I noticed Showdown changed. It probably works for Aerialate too, or like Glaciate, whatever. But Pixelate move, normal type pixelated moves are now Fairy typed. But yep, that's the game. I'll go on to the next one. Alright guys, so I've tried to record 6 battles now, and I haven't been able to record any of them. But hopefully I'll be able to get some good games in this one. Now seeing that he has a Ferrothorn Garchomp, I wanted to lead off with my Sandlot, but he actually leads off with this Starmie. I'm gonna go into my Magneton, as he goes for the Psychic. Wow. I'm not sure if he'll expect the Scarf, as he does not, and I'm able to get the kill on the Starmie, which is wonderful. And I'm just going to go back out into my Samurott, which actually threatens his team very greatly. I have to be careful around the way I play around that Altaria. He goes to his Ferrothorn. I'm going to calc something. Samurott versus Ferrothorn and the utility Wind Power Fire. So this gets Grass, not too well. Alright, so that'll not kill, so I'm going to go for the Taunt, as he goes for the Stealth Rocks. I'm just gonna drop an HP Fire. So that does a solid amount. And he goes for the Gyro Ball. I'm gonna go for the Hydro Pump right here, expecting him to switch out. I'm not sure if I can give this guy that much credit that he will, but he does switch out into his Raikou. So that works out well for me. I'm able to get off a big hit on that. I'm just gonna switch out into my Rhyperior, as he cannot really touch me, and I can stop the Volt Switch and get out my own Stealth Rocks. As he does just go for the Volt Switch, I am able to get out my Stealth Rocks. Oh yeah, by the way, I explained this a few times when I tried to record previous vids, but I put Magneton to trap steals, like Ferrothorn for Altaria, and Tornadus as to like take special hits and pivot around, provide a true ground immunity, etc. So yeah. Oh wait, I just realized I should not have done this. Because now that Altaria is just gonna roll through me. Actually no, I am choice. No, but he probably should be Joey. Okay, he goes to his Garchomp, which I am perfectly fine with. And what I want to do right here, I'm going to go into my Tornadus as he goes for the Dragon Tail and sends me into my Rhyperior. I'm gonna go back into my Tornadus as he goes for the Dragon Tail again and sends me back into my Rhyperior. I'm gonna go once again into my Tornadus. I think he will definitely Earthquake here as he goes for the Dragon Tail once again. My goodness. So he's really not messing around, but I'm just gonna go into Altaria and win, basically. I'm gonna go for the Dragon Dance. Yep. As he switches out into his Mew. I need to calc +1 burn facade versus Mew. Altaria. Oh, you kidding, DDD. Facade. Status burned versus Mew. Will use Stall Breaker at +1, and I will not kill. Will +2 kill? +2 will kill. So I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance. As he goes for the Will-O-Wisp and burns me, I'm going to go for the Roost to get up as much health as I can before he goes for the Taunt. And now I can go for the Facade and just sweep through his team. So yep, I'm able to kill the Mew. His Garchomp will be able to get off a ton of damage with Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet, and the burn will also wear me down. But I should have enough health to finish off the last members of his team. As he goes into his Garchomp, I'm going to go for the Facade and knock this out. I'll be at like around 30-ish% health after this turn. Yep, or a little over 30, but that's definitely enough to finish these two last members of his team. And honestly, this team has only been putting in work because of Altaria. Samurott has been cool, and Hitmonlee definitely cool as well. So yeah, he forfeits, and that'll be the game. So yeah, I'll be back with another one, and I'll pause it until we find one. What's up guys, we got another battle, and looking at this guy's team, Slowbro is definitely going to be very annoying, but he has no ground types, so it'll help Magneton out a lot. And his hazard removal, I think Altaria, okay, if I can trap the Scizor, then Altaria can potentially do a lot of work, since I think Heatran is less threatening to Altaria. Although, depending on the set, obviously, but yeah. I'm going to lead off with my I'm going to lead off with my Tornadus because it has pretty good matchup against everything on this guy's team. As he leads off with this Heatran, I want to go for the knockoff just to remove this thing's likely leftovers. As I'm expecting him to go for the Stealth Rock, but he could also be some sort of semi-offensive set. But just knocking off this Heatran will end up being pretty decent for me, because I can remove any leftovers recovery, or I can just stop it from like healing. I don't want to go for the Focus Blast, because if I miss turn 1, then that'll put me off to a really bad start, and that'll be more annoying to recover from. As Shamki is taking his time, so I'm going to pause it until he makes his move. Alright, so Shamki switches out into his Clefable, I guess fearing the Focus Blast, or Superpower, and I'm able to knock off its leftovers. Right here, I don't actually have a lot for this. I actually removed SD on Rhyperior for Ice Punch, but I think I'm going to put it back after this game, just because Clefable can be extremely annoying with Calm Mind. But he actually goes for the Thunder Wave, so I'm going to go for my Stealth Rocks. The thing is, if this is physically defensive, it can definitely get annoying very quickly, but he switches out into his Slowbro, which is pretty fine. Right here, I think This is tricky. I think Altaria is going to be my play of choice, just because it mines the burn. It's like my only real switch in, and it mines the burn the least of all the Pokemon on my team. But now I'm not really sure what he'll do. Now I think I want to go into my Magneton, because I don't expect him to Salt again. I expect like a Thunder Wave or a Psyshock, exactly, as he goes for the Thunder Wave. And right here, I could go for the Thunderbolt, or I could go for the Volt Switch. I am going to go for the Volt Switch. He switches into his Heatran, which is fine by me. I think I'm just going to go into my Hitmonlee and go for the knockoff. No, actually, I think I'm going to go for the high jump kick. Okay, he does go into Slowbro, as I do go for the high jump kick. So right here, I'm just going to knock him off. I don't expect him to really attack. I expect him to like Thunder Wave or Slack Off. As he does go for the attack, it does not burn me. So now I can just go for the high jump kick, because he's forced to switch here to get his Regenerator. And I can get off a huge hit, as he actually goes into his Scizor and gets knocked down to 1%, so that means I can just finish it off with the Mach Punch. Unfortunately, that'll mean I have to take one more round of Life Orb damage than preferable, but it's definitely great to have the Scizor out of the way, although Magneton could have trapped it. So, oh yeah, and this is his Mega, so he's not Mega Latias, and we already saw that the Slowbro is not Mega because it had leftovers, but he goes into his Slowbro right here, and right here I'm definitely going to go into my Magneton, as he goes for the Slack Off, and I think I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch, just because I do have Torn and Altaria to switch into it. Otherwise I would have most likely gone for the Thunderbolt, because this Slowbro can stay in and Slack Off on my Magneton. It kind of put me in an annoying position, but he goes into his Heatran, he's just letting it get whittled, which is wonderful for me. Right here I think I'm going to go into my Samurott and fire off a Hydro Pump. My Hitmonlee can't really do much to his team anymore with that Slowbro around, as he goes into his Clefable. Oh my god. So right here I'm going to taunt just for the just because in case he goes to his Latias, which is actually perfect, because that means he can't defog. And I can go into my Tornadus and kind of just pivot around his team. If he pulls a double into his Clefable, he probably will be able to recover it off, but I mean, Hydro Pump did do 47%. So I do expect, I do expect Hurricane to do at least, what, 30-ish percent? What is Clefable at? 37, as he just goes for the Draco Meteor. And I think right here, Knockoff is a perfectly fine play, as he does switch into his Clefable, and Hurricane should do 30%. I just have to hit. As I miss, this is definitely going to be very annoying. So I'm going to U-turn out into my Magneton, as expecting some sort of Moonblast, or if he has Calm Mind, the Calm Mind. But he does go for the Moonblast, and right here I'm just going to Volt Switch as he switches into his Heatran. Yep, so right here, oh, he forfeits, so I guess he's just being worn down by Magneton. His lack of ground type definitely is helping Magneton get momentum, although I do feel that if his Clefable is Calm Mind, it still could have done a good job against my team, but at the same time, Altaria kind of just wrecked him, because he kept on bringing his Heatran in, and letting my Magneton weaken it continuously, which was definitely very good for me. So yep, I'm going to get one more game, and alright guys, we got one more game. Now unfortunately, I did record one more game before this, but I actually had to pause the recording because I got interrupted, and then I forgot to start recording again when I continued the battle, so I had to delete that incomplete battle. But so yeah, I'm going to play one more game to finish off this live, and my opponent's going to be using NJMP's Hoopa Volturn team. He does have that Ferrothorn, which means I'm looking at my Samurott like it's a snack wrap. If I can, I don't actually remember what the Hoopa set is, but I think Altaria can sweep this game, like it has pretty much every game. And even in my last game, it was basically the driving force for winning, which has made this team not horrible. But yeah, if I can remove the Ferrothorn, then, like, he does have Shed Shell, so my Magneton can't trap it, but my HP Fire Samurott is definitely going to be huge. But I'm actually gonna lead off with my Samurai. Even though I have no Azumarill switch-ins, I did not expect him to lead Manectric, and I think he won't double considering where I am on the ladder. So I'm gonna go straight into my Rhyperior to set up my Stealth Rocks. As yep, he stays in to go for the Volt Switch, I presume, as he actually goes for the T-Bolt. So I think I'm playing someone a little inexperienced, because T-Bolt makes the least sense of all moves. Like, if you're gonna stay in, at least go for Volt Switch, I think. But he goes into his Azumarill and gets a kill, basically. I definitely need my Hitmonlee. I think this is Banded Waterfall. I don't want to go into Altaria because it just wins the game, but I definitely expect him to go for the Waterfall. I need my Rhyperior for his Manectric. Torn just annoys his team, but it doesn't necessarily do well. So I guess I'm just going to go into my Torn. I'm not sure. He actually goes for the knockoff. That does a lot. But, right here, I think I'm going to go for the U-turn. As he stays in, I want to calc that damage. Tornadus. OU Assault Vest versus Azumarill. OU Choice Band Knockoff. And yeah, that has to be Choice Banded damage. So, seeing that he's going to be going for the knockoff again, I'm going to go into my Altaria. That actually does a clean amount, god. I'm going to go for the Rooster because I definitely need to keep my Altaria healthy so I can set up later on in the game. Even though I expect him to go into his Ferrothorn, as he's actually insistent on staying in. Wait, why am I not Mega Evolving? Do I have a reason to not Mega Evolve? Not really, I'm going to Mega Evolve and Roost. I think it's just because in the last game I was not Mega Evolving my Altaria because he did have a Heatran, so I wanted to keep Natural Cure around in case it was Toxic Tran, but it was actually a Roar. And because Slowbro kept on T-Waving me. Well, actually I guess I could have Mega'd in that case. But it was because of his Venusaur. I wanted to be able to beat the Venusaur. So that was the main driving force behind me doing that. But yep, he goes into his Ferrothorn and goes for a Leech Seed. I think this will not have, what's it called? Protect. I think it'll more likely be, he sacks, okay. I guess he's tryhard or he's used to people not going straight for the obvious move on the Ferrothorn. But I did not expect him to have Protect because usually these offensive-like teams usually run Leech Seed, Spikes, and then dual coverage with Gyro Ball and Power Whip. So I definitely did not expect him to have the Protect, and he did not. But he goes into his Garchomp. I'm going to go into my Samurott just so I can threaten his team as he goes for the Stealth Rocks. And later on in the game I can definitely Rapid Spin these hazards away. The reason I would not want to stay in that case is because I'm also giving him Leech Seed, which is not preferable. As he goes into his Azumarill, it actually does very little. But I have no Play Rough switch in. I want to Hydro Pump right here, as that actually does a clean amount. He does hit his Play Rough, and I'm going to go into my Hitmonlee here, I think. And I could go for the HJK, but then I won't be able to Rapid Spin, so I'm trying to gauge what is more important, Rapid Spinning, or I think Rapid Spinning. He goes into Torn, so I'm okay with that. That's something I'm fine with. As he does, okay, I'm gonna go into my Rhyperior, expecting him to just Hurricane and not just go for the U-turn. But if he does go to his U-turn, he goes for the knockoff, okay. He knocks off my Shuca Berry. I'm going to go for the Ice Punch, expecting him to either U-turn into his Garchomp, or if he goes into his Azumarill, I'll get off damage anyway. But I definitely expect him to go into his Garchomp. That makes the most sense to me. As he does U-turn into his Garchomp. Now I don't think this Ice Punch will kill just because Tank Chomp is really, really bulky. And it does not kill, so... right here I want to go into my Tornadus. Reason being so I can get a little bit of Regenerator, and also if he goes for the Earthquake, I want to be able to keep around my Rhyperior just to hard, stop that Manectric. And I do hit my Hurricane right here. I guess that was a little risky if I missed. Oh, I could have used Garchomp for setup fodder. I can use Manectric for setup fodder. So yeah, if he goes into Manectric, I'm going to go into my Rhyperior, as He goes for the HP Ice. Oh, that kills. I usually think of Rhyperior as a solid answer to Manectric. I'm going to go into my Altaria, and I doubt 2 HP Ices will be able to kill, so I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance, because this is specially defensive, as yeah, he does Volt Switch. I was contemplating just facading or something, but Altaria should be able to win this game. He does go into his Azumarill, and even with an Aqua Jet damage, I doubt he'll be able to kill me. And he does not go for the Aqua Jet, so yep, I'm able to facade, and I think Altaria is just going to clean up this game. Manectric and Torn will still be faster than me until I get up one more Dragon Dance, but his Hoopa is the only one that really threatens to do more damage to me than Roost can outstall. As he goes into his Manectric, so I'm just going to Dragon Dance here just so I can outspeed everything. And his HPI should not be a 2 KO, as it is not, because this is specially defensive, remember. You don't usually see especially defensive Altaria, but wow, this Altaria has like come through every single game. Like, every game I just remember Altaria doing the work. It's just so hard to beat. A lot of teams are really unprepared for it, and with HP Fire Samurai, even stuff like Shed Shell Ferrothorn is not going to save you. Although he gets a crit, he does not get a confusion, that's the important part. If he gets a confusion, that's where it becomes threatening. So yep, I'm able to knock out the Torn, and I should be able to clean up this game pretty handily. As, I don't even need to bother about worrying if Facade kills this Manectric or not, and if HP Ice crits, because if it does, let's say this Facade does not kill, as it does not, and HP Ice crits, then I still have Hitmonlee to Mach Punch, and Torn to U-turn on the Hoopa. So I'm still not going to lose, as he Volt Switches, so I'm just going to kill off this Hoopa, and the Manectric should die to Stealth Rocks, so that will be the game. And yep, Altaria gets another win, so Altaria kind of stole the show, but he kind of works pretty well with HP Fire Samurott, and Hitmonlee was definitely a monster, although I ran into Slowbro a few times. High Jump Kick does so much even if you resist it. And then Torn Mag, just, like, the teams, like, I personally have trouble accepting a team that's, like, so crazy and wild that it doesn't have enough synergy. Like, I'd rather use something with creative mods that's fun, but it'll also work well and win. Like, I'm not gonna go all out and build something that's so crazy that it won't win. And as you notice, I did make edits to this team as I went on with the live to make it into something that I felt was better. And I guess I did go against my rule of not replacing a Mon on my team unless it makes it more fun and crazy. And that's what I'm striving to make this more fun and crazy and enjoyable, but at the same time, I do like winning with these odd teams. I feel it makes me feel a little more happy to see that I'm able to make a team that has some odd mons but still is able to win. Now, I was lower down on the ladder, so it doesn't mean as much. But if I'm gonna lose on the lower ladder, then I think the team needs some revisions to be a little bit better. So yeah, that's the game, and that's the live. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys later.